The following may contain strong opinionated views. The views and opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the views or the opinions of any social media or broadcast platform.
Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. Sports with Brian Camp. So settle in with coffee in hand and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
TGIF, thank God it's Friday. We're here once more and we're around the breakfast table or wherever you may be hanging out because you have just entered the coffee hour. We're here for a whole full hour and we're here every Friday at this time, and all of us get together. We sip a little coffee and have a little fun and talk about anything that you want to talk about. We're so glad to have you aboard with us. We want you to stay with us, and we want to thank our people who've been around with us for such a long time. And those are the people who have been with us. So we want to thank you for being with us all of these years. You've been hanging out with all of these years. Now, with that being said, I just want to talk to the people who may be possibly new to the show and here for the very first time. As the host of the show, I get things started. I am what they call in prep mode. So while I'm prepping, you can anytime join in conversation. You don't have to wait at any time. You can do it right now. All you have to do is use your keyboard on your computer, your cell phone, and your tablet and type in whatever you want to talk about. I will see you right there on that big screen, and I will, of course, entertain all of your thoughts and ideas because I know all of you have them. We all have thoughts and ideas. That's what the show is all about. Free exchange of ideas and of opinions, and we do want to hear yours. So let's get started. Let's get going right away. Yes, it is Friday, and we're coming up for the weekend. We're going to get all of the weekend stuff started. I know you're waiting around for that. A lot of you may be at work right now. A lot of you may be on your coffee break even. And if that's the case, well, take time and take your coffee break. Not as the usual, because I know what you usually do is you go around and you schmooze around with your friends while you're drinking your coffee and your coworkers. But today is Friday, so we're going to ask you to stay at your computer, watch the show, sip your coffee. And then when your coffee break is over, whatever that is, maybe it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever that is, no one has to tell you to get back to work because you're right there at your desk and you can go right back to work, drink your coffee still, and watch the show at the same time, what they call multitasking. And we're going to be here, as I said, for a whole full hour. So whatever you want to talk about, do. If you have anything specifically that you may want to add to the program, we invite you to do that. There's no problem with that. We'll entertain all of that. And of course, if it's important to you, it's important to us. Okay, so there we have it. So here we are again. It's Friday, and so many things to come about. And today, Brian Camp is going to be with us. Brian Camp is right here with the latest developments in today's world of sports. Are you here for how long?
60 minutes.
How long?
60 minutes.
60 minutes.
60 minutes.
60 minutes. He's a 60-minute man. Brian Camp is going to be with us for a whole hour, and we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to talk about a lot of things. And again, if you have anything that you want to talk about as far as conversation goes, we'll talk about it. It's for everyone. And all of you guys who are watching us, keep in mind that I see everyone when they come in, of course, but I will not say anything to you unless you say something first because we want to respect your privacy. That's how we do it around here because some people may not feel comfortable chatting with us. But for those of you who have been around with us a long time, you already know the protocol, so you can do it at any time you want. But we hope that the new people who come in, if they're here, and if they feel like they want to chat, that's fine. If not, as long as you're there. And if you can't spend a whole hour with us, whatever time you could spend with us, we really would appreciate that. We really would.
Well,
so it is.
Well, you got to change that. If you can't spend a whole hour with us, at least 59 minutes you could be with us. At least 59 minutes would be good.
We would like that. We would hope that's the case. We would hope that's the case. That's a good one. I like that. I like that. So if you can spend like 59 minutes with us and you have to leave after that, we don't mind. That's great. So here we are. Here we are on a Friday. And uh, by the way, those of you who are going to indulge in conversation, I always ask people to do this, Brian, because I like to compare notes, even though it's not mandatory. But I like to hear people give me some kind of weather report, how it is in their area, because I want to compare the notes on what I have here in New York, what you have over here in Charlotte, or any place else. Just want to compare notes. And you can do that. You don't have to give a full blown weather forecast. All you have to do is do something simple like it's cloudy, 59 degrees, going up to 60 or whatever it is. Or, you could put in an emoji, a cloudy emoji. They have these all kinds of emojis that express a lot of things. So you have the cloudy emoji, you have the sunny emoji, you have the emoji with the sun with dark glasses, all of those things. Give us something like that, just basically so we can kind of do that. Well, Brian, this month we're going to be celebrating Irish American Heritage Month. That's what we're celebrating all month long. And believe it or not, it couldn't be a better time than to do that because on the 17th of this month, it's going to be the St. Patrick's Day and the parades all over the country. And especially, but there's nothing like the St. Patrick's Parade in New York City. So we're going to be talking about that. And if you are an Irish American, or even if you're just plain Irish from the old town or from the old country, because we broadcast in Ireland as well. If you want to talk about the old town in Ireland or your experience, and maybe even you have some events coming up, Irish related events coming up, parties or parades or whatever it is, you talk about it. But our parade here in New York is on the 17th. We also celebrate National Women's History Month. Brian, you're going to be part of this one.
Yes, definitely. I'm going to have something lined up for you today that will give you something about women. Women play a integral part in our history in this country for 200 and coming up 250 years of our existence in the United States of America. And maybe for Irish Heritage Month, somebody maybe could come on and play a rendition of "Oh Danny Boy." You know,
you like that, huh?
Yeah, "Oh Danny Boy." Yeah. So
why don't you sing it?
Oh no, I sing it. No.
Have you ever heard Jackie Wilson's version of that?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
I can imagine that he really put a lot of kick into it.
Oh, he kicked it. He really did. He did. But that's a good idea. We could sing "Old Danny Boy" later on. If anybody want to do that, they want to come on and sing it. We'll put them on the air. We'll put them on. Let them sing their rendition of it. Brian, we also have all month long. We'll be talking about Red Cross Month. It's National Red Cross Month, and this is an organization that's been around for so long, since the beginning of time, almost. Back in the old days of the World War II, World War One. They existed then. It was a helpful thing for the military people, and it's a helpful thing to a lot of people today. So they're still using that. A lot of people donate to this organization as well. So we're just keeping that in mind. That's what it is. Now, you can't make this up. If you like cookies, National Oreo Day. You like Oreos? They have the different kinds of Oreos. They have the chocolate Oreos. Of course, they're chocolate, but in the middle they have the white cream. But they also have the green mint Oreos. You ever tasted those? I don't see too many of them.
Yeah, Cisco has a lot, and they come in different forms. You're right. They got them in different colors, but its cream is just, boy, if you eat a lot of it, part, you'd be going to the dentist. I could tell you that much.
That's funny you said that, Brian. That's funny you said that because it's National Dentist Day too.
Oh gosh, it's only fitting.
It's only fitting because I was going to say after you had all of those Oreos, visit your dentist. They're there for you. They want to clean your teeth or whatever. But that's funny you said that. It's
Yeah,
National Dentist Day.
eat all that cream and then go straight to the dentist the next day and get that filling filled in, and you're set to go.
Yeah, that's what I said. That was pretty good. We also want to remind everyone that this weekend is the weekend where you set your clocks forward because that's when we have daylight savings time. I like daylight savings time because that just lets me know summer's on its way.
Oh yeah, spring forward, fall back.
Yeah. And so you can do that. That would start Sunday morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning at 2 a.m. But you don't have to wait that long. A lot of people are not going to wait up that long just to set their clocks. They do it before they go to bed, but that's when it starts.
Yeah.
So you'll know that. And if you ever anything like me, I usually set all my clocks Saturday afternoon, somewhere around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, or
But now,
whenever.
but nowadays, since the technology, if on your electronic devices, they set automatically, so you don't even have to touch it. You may
Right.
have to do it like maybe on a microwave or something like that, or
Yeah.
where you have to do it manually. But in your personal devices, like your computer, your laptop, your phone, it's going to happen automatically.
Yeah, and of course your DVR, your if you have a DVR with the clock on it, of course that sets automatically too. That's taken care of. But daylight savings time, the only bad thing about daylight savings time, and we talked about this last night, is that you're gonna lose an hour of sleep or an hour of whatever you do. You're gonna lose it,
Yeah.
and
Well, you just go to bed early. You just go to bed 1 hour earlier. That's all.
that's it. And you won't feel tired because a lot of people say, "Oh, I lost an hour's sleep." All right, go to bed early.
That's it.
You know, I and then that's it. And if you're one of those people who don't have to worry about time, you don't have to get up as early. Uh, if you're retired, you can be free form, do whatever you want. But people who are active or have to work, if you have to be someplace at a particular time, you want to make sure you're there on time. But keep in mind that if you don't set your clock, you are going to be, and by the time Monday comes, you're going to be late. You're going to be an hour late for work. And that's not a good thing.
And
Because remember,
Monday sets the tone of your week. If you're late on a Monday, you're rushing to get to your destination, whether it's school or work, and you're in a mess. That's gonna just ruin your day. That's why it's always important to get to work at least 20 minutes early so you can just relax, get your
yeah,
cup of coffee, a cup of tea, and
yeah,
just get ready for that Monday. That Monday is key. That sets the
yeah,
tone for the rest of the week.
yeah. But when you fall back is not too much of a problem because if you forget then you're going to be an hour early for work, which is a good thing. The boss will like that. Oh, you came in an hour early. Yeah, well, I forgot to set my clock back. But this time around, make sure that you set your clock 1 hour forward, and this way you won't be late for work. And that's about it. Anyway, we've got a lot of things. We're saying one more time again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to indulge in conversation with us, we really would appreciate that. We love that. And again, give us your weather forecast and let us know what you have in your area. And this way we can kind of compare notes on what's happening. But if you live in New York or even in the vicinity of New York City, don't worry about that. I'm going to take care of that. As a matter of fact, I am going to take care of that right now. So for those of you who live in New York, um, the weather here has gotten a little warmer than usual. Now, last night we had a lot of rain here, Brian. We had a lot of rain. It rained
My
all
goodness.
day. And when I woke up this morning, the streets were still a little wet, but it didn't rain at all. So I was able to, hustle out to the gym. But what we have right now, we have 40 degrees. That's our present temperature, 40 degrees, and it's going to climb. But they said that this weekend the temperatures are supposed to go higher. I checked your weather forecast in Charlotte, Brian, and I know that you're going to be hitting the 80 mark pretty soon, around the end of next week.
Probably, yeah. Well, right now it's 70 degrees and sunny.
Mm-hmm.
The high today is going to be 78. So, yeah, you're right. According to what I've watch. We will hit close to the 80s,
Mhm.
maybe the weekend. Not quite sure yet, but we'll see. You know,
Well,
we'll
we're
see.
gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait around for hours. But right now, we have 40 degrees, and it's going to be cloudy skies today. We'll have a high of 42. That's the highest we're going to get today. Winds will be northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Friday night, that's tonight. It's going to be cloudy. Areas of patchy fog developing. We'll have a low of 38, and winds will be east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. For Saturday, my favorite day of the weekend, always has been, probably always will be. Areas of patchy fog early. It's going to be cloudy skies. We'll have a high 48. Winds will be south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday night, if you're going out, this weather is not going to be that good, but it's not going to be a soaker that we had yesterday. For Saturday night, it's going to be cloudy, foggy, with periods of light rain after midnight. We'll have a low 46. Winds will be southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain 60%. And Sunday is the day of rest. It's the Sabbath. Saturday is the Sabbath too, but Sunday, traditionally for Christians, it's the Sabbath. People want to go to church or whatever you want to do. You want to take your umbrella along with you, even though it doesn't say anything. Well, they have a few showers. It's going to be cloudy, slight chance of rain showers, and we'll have a high near 60, and winds will be west southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. So we're going to repeat our temperature here in New York. We have 40 degrees. So not bad. I'll take it compared to what we had previously. We had the weather is getting warmer, but I think I could safely say here. I don't know about where you are, but I think I could safely say here that the frigid weather that we had in the past, I think I think it's gone. But you never know.
Yeah, we'll see. It is that time of the year where we're not quite yet finished with winter throughout the nation, but you can see there's nice weather approaching during this here time around mid-March. April is supposed to be the month of showers, so maybe it's going to rain a lot to get off a lot of that the rest of that snow that's still on the ground in certain parts of the country. But
Mhm.
also with the weather being warm, it's going to also melt it. So let it melt. We're looking for an average of 60, 65-degree weather, and then have the sun come out, you get away all that salt and that leftover snow, that ice, and then we'll be fine. We'll be, before you know it, we'll be here for spring.
Yeah. Well, that rain that we had last night, it did help us a lot because we still have some lingering snow stuck to the ground. There's still some left in areas where it's a little more hilly than others, but on the sidewalk, it's free, it's clear. So that's good news, and I just hope it doesn't happen where we had, uh, I guess you could say, back-to-back snowstorms. After we got finished cleaning up the first snow, and then all of a sudden the next one comes in, it just puts a damper on it.
Oh yeah.
But in the meantime, we keep our fingers crossed. So what's happening as far as what's happening? What do you got planned for the weekend?
Well, believe it or not, my granddaughter's high school, where she attends out here in North Carolina, they're having all week into, I think, it started yesterday. It started Wednesday, all the way
Mhm.
to Sunday. West Side Story. This is their rendition of West Side Story. So that's my favorite movie. I told her that we're going to go. She said, "But you've seen it a billion times." I said, "That's not still not enough." So I'm going to see it again. We have shows for tonight, Saturday, and Sunday. So I gotta squeeze in a show. I don't know. Maybe tonight might be the best night to do it, and on Sunday would be the closing out. So there's the high schools doing their rendition of West Side Story. So I can't wait.
Yeah, that reminds me. That reminds me too. Being that you mentioned all of that, that we have this weekend, right? You have all of these activities going on, but it reminds me. when you said West Side Story. That reminds me of movies, which I'm going to have for you guys later on in the program, just before the show is over. I take my picks of the week. And I do this each week. I go into the Turner Classic Movie Vault. That's what I call it, the Turner Classic Movie Vault, because I love those classic movies. I know a lot of people love classic movies too. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you those. I think I have like 6 this weekend, and they're my picks of the week for your weekend. So that's all coming up. And if you have any questions on that or anything that we do around here, and then later on in the program too, I'm going to give you my email address and my telephone number. That's communications for all of you who desire to get in touch with us, because you may have questions for us, and even for Brian. You want to express something, or maybe you have some kind of uh, activity going on in your community and you'd like to express that, or you would love us to help you out with that. No problem.
Please share. Right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I would say please share your activities within the areas that you may be living in, and we could help guide you. You could guide me, and you could have some fun, entertainment. I know that, like I just said, the weather's getting warmer, so the activities are coming out. Especially now, we're gonna have a beautiful weekend here. I just might also take the camera out. Sometimes I just want to take the camera out and just take shots of anything that's unusual, or maybe like birds or whatever, and put it on my computer, have a nice screenshot of just nature itself.
And all of those deers that run around in your backyard.
They better stay away from my backyard, because I get 3 smokers back there. So
oh boy, the animal advocates will love you for that.
Yeah.
Okay, what's on the sports scene today?
Well, we got a lot of things that's going on. First of all, this is March. March Madness is here. However, we're not going to do anything on the tournament yet, because they're still in their regular season. This weekend ends the regular season of conferences, and they will have their weekly. They're going to have their conference next week, and then we'll have our selection for March Madness the following week. So we just started with March. It goes all the way into the first week in April. The championship game is the first Monday in April, I believe it is. Yeah. And so that is that time of the year again. I love March Madness. March Madness is great. It's the atmosphere. It's the adrenaline that's flowing with these schools and everything. Also, we can't leave out the women. The women also have their March Madness too. These schools, there's always that one Cinderella team. What is a Cinderella team? The Cinderella team who is not supposed to be there, but certainly makes a big run and goes into the Sweet 16 or maybe to the Final Four, and they will put on a great show. Even sometimes they get upset. Most of the time they get bounced, but that's the beauty of March Madness, where anything is possible to happen. So stay tuned for the next week or so. But in other sports, the NFL, Kyler Murray, the era with the Arizona Cardinals is officially coming to an end after months of speculation about Murray's future with the team. Arizona has informed the 2019 number 1 draft pick that they plan to release him next week when the league begins. Barron or trade sources, the ESPN Adam Schefter had announced this. Murray has already guaranteed $36.8 million for 2026 and would have been guaranteed another $19.5 million for 2027 if he was still on the roster on the 5th day of the 2026 league year, which is March 16th. Well, in the NBA, I told you a few months back, we was talking about Chauncey Billups, former NBA player now, former coach now. He's entering a not guilty plea for his November 24 federal charges connected to rigging poker games, and that had enveloped the attention of the NBA and the rest of the sports world. He is facing money laundering and conspiracy and wire fraud conspiracy charges, both of which could carry him a maximum the prison sentence of 20 years. Now, it has been stated, I'm not saying this, but it's been stated that the organized crime, the mafia is involved. Now, I'm not going to say which one. I don't know which ethnic group, because nowadays in the ethnic group, there's different types of people that's in the mafia. Okay, so we don't know which type. It hasn't been released. I don't think it would be released. But right now, this is a very serious thing. Now, in front of the other 30 defendants, Billups, mostly expressionless, sat in front of center, more than 3 hours with Judge Raymond Reyes. He lost my thought for a second. Yeah, arguments was brought, and casting Billups as the face of the trial, which means he's the main character. The main character. And here it is. This is a former basketball player, former Finals MVP, for the NBA. He played for the Detroit Pistons. So he's the face of the league, and he's of this here investigation. He has long rap sheets, mobsters, and members of the criminal underworld, as prosecutors allege he was face card and rigged poker games. So these games were rigged. They were cheated. Caught him on camera, I guess. But this is what he's facing. In the WNBA, Kelsey Plum said that while players' unions should continue to negotiate a new collective bargaining agreement, she believes that the offer that the WNBA Players Association has received from the WNBA so far reflects a significant win, and that a strike would be the worst thing for both sides. Now, the two sides have been far apart, way far apart, but progress is being used, so let's see what happens. This has been going on for 17 months, and the Players Association opt out of receive an average of 26% of gross revenue before deducting expenses, while the league has been offering a system in which the players receive 70% of net revenue after deducting expenses. So there's still hope. We don't know what's going to happen, when they're going to come to terms, but right now it doesn't look too good. They're not going to strike yet. They're trying to hold out. In baseball, the Atlanta Braves designated hitter Jurickson Profar is facing 162 baseball suspension. This is the second time. The first time you get 60 games. The next time you get the full season. The third time, you're out of baseball completely. Well, this is the second time for PEDs, which is performance enhancing drugs. This is for his second time. He's 33 years old with the sixth player to receive. He's a sixth player. You believe that? The sixth player to get 162 ban. These guys don't know, these players, they don't know how serious it is. Just because you're in your off season, you will get drug tested randomly. So you gotta stay clean even during the off season. He will forfeit his entirety $15 million salary and will be ineligible for postseason and for the currently what they're doing now, which is the WBC, which is the World Baseball Classic, which is underway, which started I believe Wednesday. And so he's gonna miss all of that. He's gonna miss a lot of endorsements, and we just gonna have to wait and see. And here's some of the countries that's participating in the World Baseball League: Australia, Brazil, Panama, Japan, China, Dominican Republic, Venezuela, Italy, Mexico, Great Britain, Netherlands, Nicaragua, Cuba, Canada, South Korea, Puerto Rico, and of course the United States. This day in sports, March 6, 1922, Babe Ruth signs a 3-year contract with the New York Yankees at $52,000. Back then, that was a lot of money. 1923, the St. Louis Cardinals announced their players will wear number jerseys on their uniform. 1964, Cassius Clay joins the Nation of Islam and changes his name to Muhammad Ali. speaking of Muhammad Ali, 1967, is ordered by selected service to be inducted, but he did not go. And you know the rest is history. 1988, Julie Crone becomes the winningest female jockey in horse racing with 1,205 victories. Birthdays on this day, 1900, Lefty Grove, that was 126 years ago. Lefty Grove, pitcher for Major League Baseball, Hall of Famer, 6-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champion, was born in Lacona, Maryland. 1939, Cookie Rojas, Major League Baseball player and manager, used to play for the Kansas City Royals, was born in Havana, Cuba. 1940, happy birthday to the late Willie Stargell, who's known as Pops. You remember they had that run in 1979, where he carried the Pirates to a World Series champion, and they used that famed song by, I believe it was by the Staple Singers, We Are Family. I'm thinking they was the one that did that song.
It was Sister Sledge.
Sister Sledge, right. We Are Family, and he carried that along with that big drive. He was the first baseman Hall of Famer, 2-time World Series champion, World Series MVP, was born in Earlsboro, Oklahoma. In 1945, Bob Trumphy, NFL tight end sports broadcaster for NBC, was born in Glendale, Ohio. 1972, happy birthday to Shaquille O'Neal, NBA center, Hall of Famer, 4-time world champion broadcaster, born in Newark, New Jersey. And 1973, happy birthday to Michael Finley, NBA guard, for 2007 champions for the Dallas Mavericks, was born in Maywood, Illinois. Now, as we know, we have in Women's History Month. Want to tell the viewers, good morning, Mary. How you doing? Doing well. Mary, I don't know if you ever heard of a person called Rosalind Franklin. Well, Rosalind Franklin was a British chemist and X-ray crystallographer whose critical work, including the famous Photo 51. Now, Mary, she provided the essential evidence for the double helix structure of DNA. Despite her pivotal contributions, she was largely overlooked during her lifetime and died of ovarian cancer at the age of 37. Back in those days, and even today, you got to be very careful of X-rays because it has forms of radiation. That's saying that's how she died. But before the Nobel Peace Prize was awarded at Watson, Crick, and Wilkins. These are her key contributions career. Working at King's College London, she used X-ray diffraction to determine the DNA, had a helical structure. Her data was shared without permission, directly aiding Watson and Crick model. Those are the people that's trying to get credit for it, or did get credit, but we all know it was Rosalind Franklin. She performed groundbreaking work on the molecular structures of viruses, including tobacco and polio. Early in her career, she made significant contributions to the understanding of the physical structure of coal. Yeah. So, like I said, she passed away back in April 16, 1958, at the age of 37. She was very young, but she was the one that started DNA. As you know, DNA is so vitally important in today's world because that will determine somebody who actually did a crime or did not do a crime. So we applaud her and salute her today, part of Women's Month. Now, Women's History Month in sports. We all heard of the brilliant and most talented woman of Robin Roberts, who was born in 1960, November 23rd. She's an American television broadcaster. After growing up in Mississippi and attending Southeastern Louisiana University, Roberts was a sports anchor for local TV and radio sports. Roberts was a sportcaster for ESPN for 15 years, from 1990 to 2005, and the first woman to co-host NFL Primetime. she's a trailblazer. Let me say that. She became a co-anchor for Good Morning America in 2005. Roberts was inducted into Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. In 2012, her treatment for cancer syndrome was chronicled on the program, which earned her 2012 Peabody Award for the coverage. Her. I don't know. She had a special some years ago with her parents. She was her mother is Lucille Marianne, and her father was Colonel Lawrence E. Roberts, who was a Tuskegee Airman. So her resume is so huge. She worked in various local stations, and put it like this, I'll just sum it up. She paid the price. She worked her way up to where she is. I mean, from going from where she was playing sports up to now. So we salute Robin Roberts. As you know, her record speaks for herself. Tennis scholarships. I mean, she just goes on, and just sports. And she's still very much involved with sports, but you can catch her on Good Morning America every day, Monday through Friday. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports, and that is history for women in sports and women out of sports.
I never met Robin Roberts, but she's likable. I love her. Yeah, she was involved in sports, and she has that sports figure look. I mean, she has the height, definitely has the height. She's like 5'10".
Yeah.
That's like an inch under me, but she's tall. She's tall. And yeah, she does that Good Morning America show. Everybody, hey, listen, you realize a lot of these sports people wind up doing shows like that. I mean, she's alongside Michael Strahan as well.
Yeah, that's another workaholic too. Michael Strahan, workaholic for sure.
Yeah, I assume that his daughter is doing okay, because one of his daughters, he has twin daughters,
right?
And I think one contracted cancer, but I think she's doing well now. I think she went into remission. I think she's doing well now, right. But that was probably a devastating thing for him to see his baby, go through that. But they're okay now. Twins. He has twin daughters.
He has twin daughters.
Yeah. And I think that the twin daughters, I think they look more like their mom than they do him.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Robin Roberts, yes.
Yeah. She also interviewed President Obama also as well too. I have something here. She interviewed President Barack Obama for Good Morning America in the cabinet room of the White House, May 9th, 2012. So she's been everywhere. He also co-anchored the wedding for Prince Harry and Meghan at St. George's Chapel in Windsor. And also a co-host for Jeopardy during the time when Alex Trebek had to take a leave. Yeah.
She's been all over the place. I mean, when she retires, she don't have to work. She doesn't have to do anything.
That's right.
But sure. I think it's good. She's like, what year you say she was born?
She was born in 1960.
1960.
Yeah.
So she's got a ways to go in her career. 1960. That would make her what? 68, right?
No. 60.
No, I'm sorry. 60, 65, 60, 60, 66.
He'll be 60 in November.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, November. What day?
November 23rd.
Oh, okay. So she's a Scorpio.
She's a Scorpio. Oh boy, those
Scorpio. She just
want to mess with them.
Because I think at the end of at 23, I think that's the last day of being a Scorpio, and then it runs to Sagittarius. Yeah. All right. Well, I knew there was something about it I like. Don't mess with her. She's a Scorpio.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Brian, for that. And those of you who are just tuning in, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And we're going to be around here for the balance of the show. And if you're just joining us, shame on you. But listen, as long as you're here. That's the most important thing. Good morning to Mary Reed out of Brooklyn, New York. She joins us, watching us on Facebook. And sometimes she bounces in from Facebook and then goes over to YouTube or watch us on both. You can do that. You have the capability of doing that. You can watch us on whatever knocks you out. It doesn't matter. But thank you so much for being along with us. And again, before the show is over, I want to remind you that we're going to give you those movies that I told you about. That I have 6 this week. They're classic movies, directly off Turner Classic Movies. And along with all of that, I know you're very resourceful because we have so many streaming apps too. So you don't really need me, but I just like to throw my 2 cents in on that. But you have those streaming apps, and everyone has them, And a lot of these apps that you watch are free apps. Some of them are free apps, and they have great programming on them. So we'll give you all of that coming up later on. Okay, singer-songwriter Neil Sedaka, who wrote and performed hits right through the 1950s and 60s, including Old Carol, Breaking Up Is Hard to Do, Laughter in the Rain, and Calendar Girl, has died. His family did not disclose his cause of death or where he died. The Brooklyn native and student of the famed Juilliard School of New York was the founder of a group called The Tokens. It's a doo-wop group back in the late 1950s. And he wrote his hit song with a neighbor while still a teenager. And he wrote Connie Francis' hit Stupid Cupid back in 1958, and he was 86 years old. Elijah Blue Allman, that's the son of Cher, has been arrested for the second time in 3 days following a break in a New Hampshire home. Allman was arrested last Sunday after a woman called 911 to report someone had broken into her home, and she was hiding in a closet, police said. Upon arrival, an officer found the glass door shattered and Allman sitting in the living room on the couch smoking a cigarette. A rep for Allman could not be reached for comment. Evil Dead actor Bruce Campbell recently took to social media to share that he has been diagnosed with cancer. And he said that while he would not go into much detail about his diagnosis, he wants to let the fans know that his professional commitments would take a backseat during his treatment. Campbell chose to publicly share the news himself, clarifying that he is not seeking sympathy or advice, and he assured fans that he would be back on his feet soon, adding that he considers himself a strong person. Well, Brian, it's official. Rihanna, our favorite girl, is back in the studio and working on a follow-up to her 2016 album, Anti. A decade after its release, Anti continues to chart and has left a lasting impact on the pop culture landscape. And fans have been begging Rihanna for years to release more music. Rihanna has she's heard them and has been working on her 9th album, dubbed R9 by the fans. And progress has been slow, but the singer has been busy with other parts of her life too. Over the past 10 years, Rihanna has welcomed 3 kids and has launched and sustained 2 businesses. After 6 months of Tyler Perry's Beauty in Black is coming back with more episodes for season 2.
That's a great show.
That is. I can't wait till the rest of it comes out. And the first 8 episodes of Netflix drama, which stars Taylor Polidor Williams as Kimmy, and she's a former stripper who gets into a relationship with one of her former clients, Horace, played by Rico Ross, who released on September 11th. And soon, the second part will stream on March 19th. So I'll be looking forward to that. Birthdays today, comedian Allan Davies is 60, actress Jackie Zeman, who played Bobby Spencer on General Hospital, she would have been 73. Film director, the late Rob Reiner, would have been 79. Pop singer Kiki D, who teamed up with Elton John, Don't Go Breaking My Heart, is 79 today. The late Mary Wilson of the Supremes would have been 82. Brazil jazz singer Flora Purim is 84. Jazz trumpeter Charles Tolliver is 84 as well. Actress Joanna Miles is 86. Politician, the late Marion Barry would have been 90. Ed McMahon would have been 103. Ed McMahon. Jazz musician Wes Montgomery would have been 103 as well. And Lou Costello of the famed Abbott and Costello would have been 102 years old. Happy birthday to all of them. The ones that are still around with us, we wish you a happy birthday and many, many more because you deserve it. You left us a great legacy, and even the people who are no longer around with us will continue to send out our birthday greetings. There's someone watching, I don't want to give the name out, but someone that I really admire very well is watching me right now. So I want to say, and the way we do it around here, we don't mention a name until they say something first. So I know who you are. I love your music. Kisses to you. Okay, listen, if you have any doubts or any if you want to get in touch with us, right? You want to get in touch with me or Brian, I have an email address and a telephone number. All right. I have an email address and a telephone number that I want to give to each and every one of you, because if you have any questions about the show, or maybe you have a question for Brian about sports, anything that we do here, you could feel free to do that. Be proactive. I have an email address and a telephone number, and I'll give you the email address first. The email address is Frank Allan, Prod. Allan is spelled Allan. Prod is Prod. And telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. Now, use that at any time you want. You can use that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. That's all we get every year, 365 days, but you could use it. Keep all of that information in all of your devices, your electronic devices, such as your computer, be it laptop, desktop, or maybe your tablet or your telephone, especially your telephone, because I don't know a person that will walk out of their home and not have their telephone with them. If you forget anything, one of the things you're not going to forget is your telephone. And so what I want you to do is keep all that information I gave you and keep it in all of those devices I gave you, if you have all three of those devices. Because if one is not available, you have another one to fall back on. Right? Capiche? All right. So let me give you that email address again. Frank Allan Prod, Allan. Remember, that's the last name. Allan. Prod is Prod. That's short for Productions. Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. Brian, it's been a hell of a week around here. You already know in the news, we talked about it last night, and you were pumped up about it. And but before we go there, let me do the movies, all right? And then we could take the rest of the show talking about this stuff. I've got 6 movies this week. My picks of the week for your weekend from Turner Classic Movies. These are what you can find. We're going to go to the first one. It's Forbidden Planet with Walter Pidgeon, Anne Francis, and Leslie Nielsen. That's Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 2:30 a.m. Eastern. Mighty Joe Young with Terry Moore, Robert Armstrong, and Ben Johnson at Turner Classic Movies, Saturday at 6:45 a.m. Eastern. That's from 1949. Also from 1949, On the Town with Gene Kelly, Frank Sinatra, Jules Munshin, and that's on Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 9:15 a.m. Eastern. And you have Guys and Dolls from 1955 with Marlon Brando, Gene Simmons, and Frank Sinatra. Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern. The Apartment with Jack Lemmon, 1960. Shirley MacLaine and Ed McMurray, and that's Turner Classic Movie. That's Sunday at 1:45 p.m. Eastern. My favorite part of that movie is when she says, "Ring out the old, ring in the new, ring a ding ding."
Ring a ding ding.
That's what she says in that movie. I love it. And which is one of my phrases. Barefoot in the Park. And this movie was they filmed this in Washington Square Park in New York City. 1967, Robert Redford, Jane Fonda, and Charles Boyer. Turner Classic Movies, Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Check out these movies. Go to Turner Classic Movies. There may be more movies that you may like and you may want to see. And but only these are my picks of the week, so you can go and check them out. And while you're there, you can go on and check out the free movies. If you still have your cable, they have free movies. You have pay-per-view movies. You also have movies for children, documentaries, sporting events, the whole 9 yards. Just check it out, all right? I'm going to do these movies quickly. Just one more time. Forbidden Planet, Walter Pidgeon, Anne Francis, and Leslie Nielsen. That's Turner Classic Movies, Saturday at 2:30 a.m. Mighty Joe Young, Terry Moore, Robert Armstrong, and Ben Johnson. Turner Classic Movies, Saturday at 6:45 a.m. Eastern. On the Town with Gene Kelly, Frank Sinatra, Jules Munshin. That's Turner Classic Movies, Sunday at 9:15 a.m. Eastern. Guys and Dolls, Marlon Brando, Gene Simmons, and Frank Sinatra. Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern. The Apartment, Jack Lemmon, Shirley MacLaine, and Fred McMurray. Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 1:45 p.m. Eastern. And Barefoot in the Park with Robert Redford, Jane Fonda, and Charles Boyer. That's Turner Classic Movies at 6 p.m. Eastern. Okay, and that's it. Brian, we can get back to this subject we talked about last night. First of all, you already know that the Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, was fired. How do you feel about that? I don't know how some people feel about that. Some people may say, well, they shouldn't have fired her. Other people will clap their hands and glee over it, whatever, you know. But she was fired yesterday, along with Corey Lewandowski, who was working with her. Now, Corey Lewandowski was the former Trump 2016 campaign advisor. And as far as Kristi Noem is concerned, her next assignment, which I never really heard of, her next assignment is going to be special envoy for the Shield of the Americas. I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is?
It's probably a made up position that was given to her. First things first, let me say this here to everybody. I don't celebrate over somebody's demise. I don't care how bad they are or how evil that they may be, because whatever is done to you may be come back around to you. So she was dismissed for criticism of her leadership, okay, regarding the handling of the immigration crackdown. And should she have gotten fired? Yeah, a change ought to be made and everything. She got, to be honest with you, quite a few people should be also looked at to be removed. Everybody got families and everything. You want to take care of your families, but if you're not doing your job, you should be let go. As simple as that. And she didn't handle it well. She got, she was just in the sense where she just was not doing her job. And whenever whatever workforce you're in, if you're not doing your job, you have to be let go, including the person that resides at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. He should be let go too.
Yeah.
Here it is. Our main three executive branches are not doing what they're supposed to. It is corrupt. I'm going to say it. I don't like to speak against my government. I'm a proud American. I'm a happy American. But let's be real. It is corrupt. There's always been things that's been hidden away from us for decades. Just think, we're about to celebrate a birthday of 250 years of independence, and we still can't get it right. We still cannot get it right. Well, there's some people that's going to be July 4th coming up, is going to be celebrating Independence Day. I will not be celebrating Independence Day. I'm a proud American, But because of what's been going on in this country, between treating other people mean and wrong, and not, and you have a convicted felon that's president of the United States. That says a lot. But he is what he is. He is what he is.
Yeah.
It's orders that drives me crazy.
Yeah. Well, I get tired of hearing about like what you just said, and I'm not blaming you for this when you say he is what he is, but I get tired of hearing that. And I get tired of the phrase, it is what it is. I get tired of it because it's so giving up. It's just so giving up. And this is the time when none of us can give up. Now we already had primaries. A lot of people voted. They had the primaries, and some of the Democrat nominees or whatever they were running for in their districts, they won. But it's got to be more than that. And we got to give credit to a lot of people who are in the forefront, like a lot of these young people who are saying, we're not taking this. And they go out on the street and they hold up their signs. That takes me back to the good old days when I was in college. I hold up the sign and, so, hell no, we won't go, that kind of thing. But I'm too old for that now. But I still have a platform. I have this and other platforms that, I can express my feelings. And this is a good way to do it, express your feelings. I love when recording artists, they have their platform and they express their feelings through their music. I look at Bruce Springsteen.
Born in the USA.
Yeah, but I mean, even after that, long after that, I mean, even today, I mean, he'll go in the studio and he'll say something that's related to the times of what we're going through right now. He'll make the music of them. And right away, that guy in the White House says, oh, he's an overrated artist. No, he's not. He's the boss, for Christ's sake.
Oh, he has a low IQ. Everybody has a low IQ.
Don't you?
Everybody that he doesn't says that they have a low IQ.
I don't want anyone to say a damn thing about Bruce Springsteen, because when you mess with him, you mess with me. Yeah. And you don't want to mess with me.
I got to give kudos to Hillary Clinton too. She shows guts. She has a spine. Yeah. Why are you interviewing Hillary Clinton, where she never Epstein, but yet you have the president of the United States, that's name pops up thousands and thousands of times, taking photos with this man along with his wife. I don't want to break, cardinal rule. We're not supposed to talk about the wives and the children. But in this case, his wife was taking pictures. Why are they not being grilled on the stand? Why are they not being asked questions? Why are they not on Capitol Hill? Why are they not being interrogated, being asked these questions and everything? Why? Yeah. And the government just seemed like the Republicans, oh man, the Republicans they're gutless. They have no spine. Now, I'm not going to let the Democrats off easy either. They are some fools too.
Yeah.
You can't even put a plan together to get the president out of here, but yet you're falling back just like he is. So between both parties, and you want to include the independents, I think independents are just people who just don't know what they want to do, whether they want to become Republicans or just Democrats. They're confused too. But both of these parties are sickening. I'm tired of both of them. Now, I'll still vote.
I remember when there was no such thing as independence, or there was a Green Party or anything like that. I remember because I go back a long way. So either you were back then a Republican or a Democrat. Now, what I see today, these parties, neither one of them are this is not a Democratic Party and this is not a Republican Party. I don't know what it is. But back then, when the Democrats were Democrats, the Republicans were Republicans, and whoever took the White House, at the end of the day, it was about the country and it wasn't about the party.
Country first. That's right. You're absolutely right. We still came together as a country. And that happened since 9/11.
Yeah.
Hasn't happened since. I just pray for soldiers who we don't know if probably be more soldiers being will die. Hopefully that they won't, but we need to keep them in prayer as well.
Yeah, we've got a lot of things to work on. We got to end this war. I don't know what's going to happen with that. People are dying every day, children. But it's just a bunch of children, people dying. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We just want to get this war done because they started it or we started it. They're pointing the fingers, And Cash Patel, just to segue a bit, bad segue, but Cash Patel, he's another one that's going to go down too, especially after his stupid antics with the beer guzzling and all of that stuff. Now, how stupid can one get? Brian, I wish we had more time. We got to go. But thanks for sticking around for this whole time, and we'll catch you back here next week on the Talk Back Live show.
Enjoy the weekend, everybody.
All right, take care. And for you guys, thank you so much for being with us. We hope to see you back here next week, starting with Talk Back Live. That's next Thursday from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern. Brian Camp will be here with sports. He's my co-host as well. And then come back here next Friday at 10 a.m. for more of the Coffee Hour. And in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great day and a great weekend. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
You've been watching The Coffee Hour with your host Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on The Coffee Hour.